right, Doug, let's start with a conversation we had earlier in the show. Tom versus time.
Yes.
Remember Rob Ninkovich, linebacker with the Patriots? He played with Tom for 8 seasons, 2009 to 2016. He went on to WEEI radio. He offered his explanation as to what we're seeing from Tom.
I don't know if he's hurt or if he's just getting older. Everyone seems to have this false sense of, Tom's invincible, but he's 41 years old. He's playing a position where you get 300-pound guys landing on you, hitting you, big guys all around you. So, it gets a little hairy in there. So I just think that we're seeing Tom, slow down a little bit.
Look, when Rob Ninkovich is saying that, what do you think the rest of us are going to react? Remember, he did play well. He actually did 2 weeks at all, and it's going to get colder, it's going to get windier, it's going to get more difficult, and he's been the best cold weather quarterback we've ever seen. Forget about the most successful, the best cold weather quarterback. But when you're older and you're banged up, there's something wrong with your knee, you're not moving that well, the line's not protecting you as well, you don't have game-breaking wide receivers. That's not great when you're in your 40s. But when Patriot homers, Patriot players are like, maybe he's hurt, you know what that means.
Well, you also have to adjust the way you play the game as you get older, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. You play it better. Yes. No, get rid of the football quickly. Throw it underneath. But he has to have guys that can get open. And when Gronk has gotten old right before our eyes, it doesn't make it any better. It's two guys who are super important, both getting old in what we think is the blink of an eye. But remember, Belichick knew this. He tried to trade Gronk in the offseason,
right, and
he pretty clearly wanted to have Garoppolo ready to play Garoppolo by now and bid adieu to Tom Brady. He got overruled by ownership because he's Tom Brady. But Bill Belichick, he knew this was coming. Everybody knew it was eventually coming. It's just a question of when, not if.
When. By the way, they play Jets week 17, so that's a gimme, right?
It should be a gimme. It should be a gimme, especially with the Jets likely to make a coaching change, but you never know.
All right. It's also time for The Real Deal, brought to you by Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. And this one just makes me smile. Doug, Stephon Diggs, he had a big Christmas. Actually, he gave his mom a big Christmas. Look at this video of him surprising his mom with a new car for Christmas. I thought this was just in the car commercials, but this happens in real life. Her expression, look at this, it's so sweet. I love when guys do this. Take care of mom and dad. He put in his tweet, though, he said, here's something for the lady that put up with all my craziness. Merry Christmas. If my mom's watching, and she probably is because she's sweet and supportive, she put up with my craziest. She's not going to get a car, though. Yeah,
my mom's not going to get a car. My mom cooked fondue, set up fondue for my entire family.
Yesterday?
Yes. Cheese fondue to regular fondue to chocolate fondue at the end. It was a long and arduous process.
They should call it fondue because it's fun to eat.
It is.
Was that funny?
Oh, my gosh. You.
All right, this one I want you to weigh in on for sure. This is the big news that just broke, hot off the press. Apparently, Oregon football had one more gift under the tree, and that is their quarterback, Justin Herbert, is going to return. He's going to play again next season for his senior season. This guy was supposed to go maybe number one, top quarterback in the draft class.
Yeah, look, this is a lot like Marcus Mariota. Remember, Marcus came back for another year. We have seen this from other quarterbacks. Guys that spend an additional year in college seem to be more refined, seem to be ready. But, boy, does that change it. And now it makes it – I'll make the argument a little later on this week on why Kyler Murray should continue to pursue football, because there's just a limited number of guys that can be drafted in the first round, despite the fact that he's 5'9". But Herbert would have been the likely number one overall pick, and now all of a sudden that changes people's draft boards, changes the top of the draft immensely. What does this mean for the Giants, who most people think had an affinity for him, whether they would have taken first or wherever they're drafting? Yeah,
59.6 completion percentage this year for Herbert, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's
going to play with his brother's going to play there next year, so it gives him 1 year to kind of play together, which is kind of cool as well.
But is this a missed opportunity? Do you think when guys have a chance to play, they should go?
No.
The money is a lot different when you go number 1, number 2, number 3.
Go when you're ready. It's go when you're absolutely ready, so that you want to go to a team where you're going to play, but you want to be Sam Darnold in New York, but running for dear life. You can always go pro, and the
can
life.
You?
Yes, as a quarterback, yes. There's just not that many guys that can throw a football. It's just not. You got a chance to compete for a Rose Bowl, to compete for a championship, to play with your brother. Like, these are once-in-a-lifetime deals. There's 15 years of playing in the NFL. At quarterback, like running back, you got to go because there's just a limited number of where, and you can, and obviously you can get hurt. But at quarterback, I do think it's different. And if you look at Peyton Manning, to most recently to Jameis played an additional year, to then he could have come out to Marcus Mariota. There are others. I know that people want to point out who was it who played at USC? God, why am I forgetting? Who would have been the number one all picky? Leinart came back and obviously slipped some in the draft. Matt Barkley slipped in the draft. They still got drafted. If you're good enough, you're going to be fine. Herbert's going to be good enough. More reps, more time. I think he'll be fine.
And don't forget December 31st, the Red Box Bowl, Oregon, Michigan State. That's on Fox, 2:30 Eastern. It's my chance to do a promo. I had to sneak it in.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's Jamie Maggio with news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Things picking up for Oregon football. That's huge for the Pac-12, right? You get Cliff Kingsbury, who's going to be the offensive coordinator at USC. That feels like USC is going to stabilize themselves, and now Oregon has their quarterback. Pac-12 football hasn't been great nationally recently. Need a West Coast team like an SC or an Oregon to play for a national championship. Coming up next, something Mike Tomlin is doing that no other coach in the NFL is doing, and it's not a good thing. It's a Tomlin thing. I'll share it with you next.